Most people think about real estate as signs in the yard, negotiating contracts, and pretty photos. But there's also a side of the business that does not make the HGTV shows. And sometimes your real estate agent can become a witness in a divorce case. Selling a home is one of the top 5 stressors in anyone's life. It's up there with marriage, having a child, divorce, death. So when you pair selling a home while getting divorced, it can be even more stressful. And sometimes, while HGTV may not show this, we end up in court as an expert witness during a divorce case. At Kerr Property Group and the Russ Phillips team, we help people through all transitions of life, and that includes the challenging ones like divorce. And certainly when a marriage ends, there's a lot of decisions to be made about belongings, about custody, about finances, and of course, about the home. What many people don't know is that real estate agents can often be pulled into the legal side of the divorce. Sometimes that means we're asked our professional opinion on list price, condition of the home, timeline, items for completion, but also it can mean that we're pulled in as an expert witness on the stand. And in these moments, it's neutrality, professionalism, a deep knowledge of real estate, and the legal process that come into play. So let me share a few real stories. In one case, the parties were in opposition about selling. The disagreements escalated so much that another agent and myself were called in as witnesses. Luckily, both parties agreed to more strict and streamlined processes, of course with the judge's approval, and we were able to get that property under contract and sold. Now that transaction happened to be very tricky, and it didn't just require marketing and paperwork, it also required very clear and transparent communication with all parties, including both sellers, both attorneys, and of course, the court. Now in that case, we were really witnesses about the disagreement to sell and what needed to happen in order to sell. But in the next case, the disagreement wasn't about whether to sell. It was really about how much the property was worth and who would get what. Now in this case, I was an expert witness on this stand discussing what they purchased the property for versus what I thought it could sell for today, even though they had added an ADU and several upgrades to the property. This sale had many moving parts, and so it really came down to understanding the data and the market and being able to clearly and concisely communicate that in order for everybody to understand what needed to happen next. And that included finding an appraiser who could appraise it outside of the transaction to ensure we were on track. And then there was the case where the divorce decree was vague. It didn't outline the decision-making powers, the pricing minimums, the timeline. It really didn't outline much of anything. There was one spouse who wanted to sell the house very quickly, and there was one spouse who did not. And so we were left in a very unclear position of how to navigate. And what should have been a very smooth and easy process turned into months of conflict and additional legal fees for both parties. If that situation taught me anything, it was that having a clear divorce decree can save thousands and thousands of dollars should there be a disagreement. So if you are considering a divorce or going through a divorce and you have a home to sell, here's some practical advice. Work with your attorney to make sure the decree is crystal clear. Spell out pricing, timelines, specifics for showings, property condition, who's paying for the repairs, what percentage below or above list price is automatically accepted, or if there's a disagreement, who gets to be the tiebreaker, and of course, consequences if someone does not comply with the agreement. Choose an attorney who is resolution-focused and responsive. A great attorney will help the process run smoothly and keep costs down. Partner with an agent that has experience with divorce sales. Someone who understands the emotions, the legal mandates, and the communication required for all parties. And lastly, choose someone that can be neutral throughout the process. Someone who is fact-based, data-oriented, and make sure that both parties have the same information. Don't take our word for it. Here's what attorney Jessica Thaler said. Attorney Jessica Thaler said, "At Thaler Law, we understand that real estate is more than just a transaction during divorce. It's often the centerpiece of both emotional and legal tension. That's why we prioritize clear, enforceable terms in the divorce decree and work closely with experienced real estate professionals like Tanya Kerr to reduce ambiguity, diffuse conflict, and protect our clients' best interest." The truth is, selling a home during divorce can be heavy. It can be hard, it can be complex, it can be bittersweet, and wrought with emotion. But with the right team, it can be manageable and perhaps even empowering. So if you or someone you know is navigating divorce and needs help with the real estate side, or just to know how much equity they have in their home, Kerr Property Group and the Russ Phillips team is here with compassion, professionalism, and commitment to see you through to the next chapter.